Ziggy, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How you doing?
I am so good right now. You have to say hi to my son Adam. This is Radio for One, Video for One. My son Adam is studying music. He wants to be a producer here at Wayne State in Detroit, and he freaked out when he found out I was talking to you. He loves your father's music. He loves your
Yeah,
music, your creativity. His
yeah,
name's Adam,
man.
if you want to say hi to him.
Yo, Adam, what's up, bro? Come join the gang. Come on. Music. Let's
He,
go.
he loves it. We love it. And the idea of Pajammin,
Yeah,
raising two boys, so much of our life was music and dancing around the house and leaving it at the door, leaving the work, leaving the world
yeah,
behind
yeah,
you, and just being in the moment.
yeah.
And when I'm reading this book, I had a big grin on my face. Ziggy. I was just so happy reading it. Tell me where this came from and how the process started.
Well, the process start, most of these ideas is how I live my life too. Just like you said, like with my kids, some of them older now, but when they were younger, a lot of my conversations with them are say instructions to them. I did it through making up jingles or making up music or singing it. When it be, hey, it's time to brush your teeth, I would make up a little song about that. It's time to eat, I'd make up another song. And that's how I would really communicate with them and make it fun, make instructing be fun. And so pajamming is in that vein where, it's time for, hey, it's time for bed. Let's get pajamming, guys. Let's go. We're pajamming, and it's just fun. It's just a fun way for kids to learn and for kids to get instruction, making it fun for them.
What was the line I wrote down? They thought pajamin was a thing of the past. We're pajamin. I know pajamin's going to last. This is a book that people are going to be reading to their kids 50 years from now. You understand that, right?
Yeah, yeah, man. True.
Isn't
True,
that
man.
cool though? I mean, to think about it, how you've created something, Ziggy, that I grew up like with, Hop on Pop and reading books to our kids, and they still talk about them. They remember
True.
those as kids. This
That's
is
true.
you've created something that moms and dads are going to hand down, and their kids are going to read to their kids. I hope you understand the scope of what you've done.
Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't thought about it that way, but yeah, I appreciate that. And as you said, the jamming, from the energy of my father sang jamming, because we pull creativity from anywhere we can find it. Sometimes things are in the subconscious mind and we just pull from it. So, but jamming kind of like that. The idea of when I was doing that thing, it was like, okay, my father have a song named Jammin, and the rhythm of it and the music is just an uplifting way of putting this idea using the music as the energy behind the words.
You said energy, and that's a word that I think about your dad. That energy is, your dad was one of one. And my
Yes.
son Adam and I, we talk about that. We watched the movie, the documentary. I mean, the film was beautiful,
Yeah.
and we think so much about Bob and how it infuses our soul when we listen to his music, that energy. To grow up in that house, and what was it like, that energy? Was it just palpable?
Yeah, no, true, true. I mean, the energy is what we learn from, really, meaning that the actions and the experiences we had is what I learned from being around my father. It wasn't much about, again, like telling us things, but more of us experiencing things and seeing how things are done, the work ethic and the devotion to what he believed in really left a big impression on us. So that's that energy.
Spontaneity, I would imagine too, living in a house with that level of creative mind, there had to
Hmm.
be moments where music just exploded on the scene, right?
Oh yeah,
So
every
cool.
day,
That's so cool.
every day, every day,
Every day?
every day.
Can you ever think of it? I mean, like it's just every day. So you just grew up, it was just part of your nature.
Yeah, man, I would wake up and you hear him singing in the other room, or so you just go and him and him friends sing or they're playing games or whatever. So it was the energy was really it was high energy, high energy.
Did you assume everybody grew up like that? We all just grew up with our parents singing songs to us?
No, 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 I never assumed that. Still, I mean, I feel like I knew that he was a special person. And for me, it was just a great experience.
So when you're writing this book and you're reflecting on how you raise your kids and the influence you have on them, are there moments where all of a sudden you go, "Oh my God, I'm my dad"? I mean, I do it. I think about my dad, and sometimes I say things to my kids, and I'll tell them things like, "Nobody can help everyone, but everybody can help someone." That's something my dad told me a long time ago. And do you find yourself doing that? All of a sudden, you're talking to your kids, you're like, "Oh, good Lord, I'm my dad."
You know what? How I see that like when I'm, if in the essence of my father is like as I just as I learned is through my actions. So if I, if I am doing something, how I am living my life is there's sometimes a part of my father in how I live my life. And that is when I can say, oh, that's like my dad. And that's when I can say, oh, well, I learn the same way that they are learning right now from how my father used to be around people, how he treated people. I am doing the same thing for my kids.
It's all the legacy we leave for our kids, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the life lessons. When you write this book, Pajammin, and um, you look back, you have to be content with parenting, right? I mean, you've done a great job raising your kids. You've done the best you can, but this book shows me that there's so much love in your house.
That is true. It's true. And I mean, a lot of this book have experiences that some of my childhood experiences. For example, there's some part in it where I talk about there's this game my father used to play with us, hot or cold. And I remember we were staying at our grandmother's house in Miami. And one day he hid something and said, "All right, you kids go find it." And he would tell us if we're hot or we're cold, and we try to find this thing. So all of those experiences come out in these books, and it's really real experiences from my childhood.
Pots and pans, playing on pots and pans in the
Yeah,
book.
I
Those scenes are
mean,
so cool. Is that something as a kid you did?
yeah, as a kid, as an adult, as everything. Yeah, we do that, bro. It's real.
The flashlight tag and all this stuff.
Yeah, man.
It's
Yeah,
so cool. Is it a rush of memories too? When you start doing this, not only,
yeah,
think about
yeah,
how
yeah.
you grew up, but with your it's got to be just a lot to process.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think about it like that, but you do go back in time, you do go back in your memories. I remember my grand aunt used to tell us a lot of stories, and the pajama idea is that pajama is time to take a break from, as you say, leave the world outside. And when you come in, the pajama experience, it's a different experience. It's a freer experience. It's a more intimate experience than just a regular party. The pajama
Yeah.
party is a whole different thing. And so yeah, I mean it. I do pull from a lot of my experiences with my family, not only my father but my grand aunt and my mother too.
It's beautiful. And then the reason I talk about leaving it at the door, just a real quick note, there's a charity here called Focus Hope. It goes back to the 60s. And there was
Mm,
a lady named Eleanor Jositis, and I met her once and I said, how did you raise a family in the middle of the Detroit riots and start a charity and helping people out?
yeah,
And she grabbed my arm and she said when she got home every night, she would slap the bricks outside of her house and go in, and her work stayed there. And she told me, she goes, your kids don't care what you do for a living. They
that's
just want you to be in the moment. And
yeah,
that's when I first got to look at Pajama and I thought, Ziggy, that's what you're reminding us, that we have to be in the moment with our kids. They don't
true.
care who we are or what we do for a
That's
living.
so true. That's so true.
Right? I mean, they don't care. They want you. They want you to be in the moment. And what you're describing and your family and what you've done, that's what we all aspire to as parents.
That is true, and I mean, that's a perfect description of what pajamming is. Is like being in the moment and being with your family and just enjoying and loving that experience and leaving everything else on the back burner for a time, where the kids need us. Kids need that. I mean, we have to be in touch with our children.
I love and the word love. I mean, it's something that you every time I've seen you do stuff and read about you, Ziggy, and followed you obviously as a fan over the years and stuff, love is a constant in your life.
Love is the foundation of everything, bro. That's how we
Yeah.
do it. Yeah, for us, yeah.
And your kids, do your kids reflect back to you? Are you starting to see maybe things that you've taught them or reflecting parts of you?
Yeah, I mean, I have four boys and three girls. So with my boys, I mean, the most real thing I see is like they like exercising because they saw me growing up. Like I like keeping fit, so
Right.
I see that in them, and I think the next important thing I see is how they treat people, because they see, and we always tell them, yo, if they ever make a like be not to the level of respect that we expect from them with any individual, we'll correct them at the same time. Listen, say please, say thank you. And that's how I grew up too. Please, thank you to everybody. Respect your elders. So yeah, it's a real thing, and they're getting it. They're getting it.
You nailed it with this book. You nailed it with Pajammin. I'm not just saying this because we're talking, Ziggy. I'm
Yeah,
saying it because it hits a note with so many moms and dads, and it's something that I'm going to buy for my sons when they hopefully have families going forward. It's a beautiful
Thank
book.
you,
It's a
man. I appreciate
beautiful
that.
book.
Appreciate
Um, I have to ask this one question. I love always to get an answer.
it.
Uh, if someone comes up to you and they go, I know who your dad was, I know Bob Marley, but I've never heard any of his music. What's the first song you have them listen to?
Ooh, that's a good one. Wow, wow, wow. I don't know why. I don't know why Redemption song come to my mind. I'm not sure why that. That's the first thing that pop up, and I'm gonna just go with that.
That's what your heart telling
Redemption.
you. That's what your heart telling you. Redemption song.
Yeah, Redemption song, cause it's just soulful and it's just him and his guitar, and that's the person. That's how you. If you want to introduce somebody, you introduce them with less accompaniment and just one on one. And that song is one on one with Bob.
Like the way you said him, because that to me is a relationship. That's
Yeah,
father son kind of vibe to me. That's the same
yeah,
thing you capture with Pajammin. I respect
man.
that.
Yeah, man.
So now my son Adam and you are best friends, right? So you can give him
Yeah,
plenty of
man.
producer advice.
I hope when I come, if I pass you, I meet Adam. Yeah, man. I have to support the youth, them, bro. Cause yeah, we need more positive music and producers, and I love that. I love that. I love seeing kids get into music.
Come to Detroit. We've got amazing local bookstores here. We've got not the big chains either. We've got some
Yeah,
bookstores here that are amazing. People would love to have you here in Detroit. You work it out and I will set it up here. I'm
yeah, man.
100% serious, Ziggy. I'll take care of it.
All right, we'll look into that for
Come
real.
on. Come
Yeah,
on. We'll see you here. Pajama. Congratulations and everything. Absolute honor talking to you. Nothing but love to you and your family.
love Jim. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, bud.
All right.